In 1985, the first fully computer animated feature film, Toy Story had its world premiere at the El Capitan Theatre in Los Angeles on November 19th and then opened wide in the United States cinemas on November 22nd. It wasn't just a movie, it was an animation miracle. Pixar had spent 4 years rendering it on computers that, by today's standards, were slower than a normal phone. Yet it set a record for the highest grossing opening weekend for an animated film and eventually grossed over $373 million worldwide. That made it one of the most highest grossing films of 1995. During early production, Woody was a completely different character. He was written as a mean-spirited, cynical ventriloquist dummy who bossed the other toys around and actively tried to get rid of Buzz. Buzz Lightyear himself went through a whole identity crisis. He was going to be called Lunar Larry before John Lasseter landed on the name Buzz after the astronaut Buzz Aldrin. In November 1993, Pixar showed Disney executives an early version of the script and some test footage. Disney management were in a panic. They thought Woody was so unlikable and cruel towards the other toys that the kids would not like the film. Disney shut down production completely. They told Pixar to either fix Woody or the movie was dead. This would be known as the Black Friday incident. So the entire Pixar team rewrote the script. They turned Woody from a villain into a well-meaning leader who was just dealing with terrible jealousy. That made the whole film work. The film now set around friendship and insecurity. The story follows Woody, a pull-string cowboy doll, whose position as Andy's favourite toy. He is threatened when Buzz Lightyear arrives for Andy's birthday. Buzz is a high-tech space ranger who generally believes he is real. After a short jealous period of time, Woody accidentally knocks Buzz out the window. They both are then stranded in the outside world, and they end up captured by Sid Phillips, a kid who takes toys apart and builds mutant versions for fun. Whilst imprisoned in Sid's house, Buzz has his big realization. He sees a toy commercial and realizes that he's just a toy. Woody helps him through it by reminding him the fact is that he can still bring joy to a child. The two of them team up, organize Sid's mutant toys to scare Sid, escape in a rocket strapped to Buzz's back, and chase after Andy's moving van. By the end of the film, they become best friends who share the same spot as Andy's favourite toys. Toy Story didn't just make money, it made Pixar. That one film gave them incredibility to go on and make other films like A Bug's Life, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, and basically defined 3D animation as a whole. And of course, where there's a successful film, there's a bunch of toys. Thinkway Toys, a Canadian toy company founded in 1984, got the master toy license for Pixar. They went all out making toys of Buzz and Woody. The Woody doll has a real pull string in his back that played quotes like "Reach for the sky" and "There's a snake in my boot." The Buzz Lightyear figure was even bigger for 1995. It had "To Infinity and Beyond" alongside his other quotes, a blinking wrist laser, a retractable helmet, and manual pop-out wings. Thinkway shipped them worldwide, North America, Europe, Australia, and pretty much everywhere, but no one predicted the UK's reaction. Toy Story didn't hit UK cinemas until March 1996, and after kids saw Buzz on the big screen, demand exploded for toys. Thinkway and the other retailers thought Woody would be the big sellout. He was the lead, he was the cowboy, but kids didn't want a cowboy, they wanted the Space Ranger with buttons. It got insane. The Disney store in Liverpool's Clayton Square got a delivery of 1,000 Buzz Lightyear toys. Parents heard about it and started queuing at 5 AM outside. When the doors opened, the entire stock was gone within 20 minutes. Other stores tried limiting purchases for 2 per customer, and it was still not enough. With Christmas 1996 coming, desperate parents turned to the black market. Buzz figures that retailed from £24.99 were selling for up to £80 to £100. It was the first real must-have toy for Christmas of that year. Thinkway's factories ran 24/7 trying to keep up, but they struggled. Fast forward just 1 year later. On March 31st, 1987, the BBC premiered a new preschool show called The Teletubbies. It was weird, colourful, and completely different from anything on TV at the time. Four technological alien toddlers, Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala and Po, lived in Teletubbyland, a landscape of green hills and a central dome house. They spoke in toddler babble language to mirror early childhood speech development. Each episode was about simple things, playing, dancing, colours, shapes and learning. It became massive. 365 episodes were made, with the original series ending in 2001. It aired in over 120 countries. Parents either loved it or were completely baffled by it, but kids were obsessed. In December 1987, the Teletubbies even released a single, Say Eh Oh, and it went on to number 1 on the UK single charts for 2 weeks. And just like with Toy Story, the toys caused chaos. In late 1997, British toy company Golden Bear Toys released the official plush dolls of the 4 Teletubbies. They were soft, about 4 centimeters tall, and they giggled when you squeezed them. It was a perfect gift for Christmas. The problem was supply. Industry estimates said the demand in the UK alone was over 3 million dolls. Golden Bear only managed to get about 3,000 onto shelves before Christmas. What happened next was pure madness. Parents were queuing outside Toys R Us at 7 AM in the cold. Stores put limits on 1 doll per customer, people were running to the shelves and staff were trying to keep the orders coming through. Po, the red Teletubby, was the clear favourite. If you wanted the full set of 4 for your child, good luck. Resellers on the black market were asking for £100 per single doll, and for a complete box of the whole set, it was for £1,000. Just like with Buzz, the factories couldn't keep up. Golden Bear was air freighting dolls at a huge cost, but the ships from the manufacturers in China couldn't arrive fast enough. It was the biggest preschool toy shortage of the 90s, and Golden Bear made a fuck ton of fortune from it. Both Toy Story and Teletubbies became massive in the world of toys and 90s kids entertainment. You can still find the original 1995 Thinkway Buzz figures with working wings and voice box selling for up to around £200 and £400 if they're boxed. The original 1997 Golden Bear Teletubbies, especially Po, goes for similar prices. It was an insane time to be a kid, and even more of an insane time to be a parent in December of 1995 and 1987.